I think Russia's playing this very cleverly. In fact, Russia is cleverly separating the EU, the Europeans, from the United States, and he's doing so. He's exposing Vladimir Putin and their team are exposing a rift that exists within NATO, between NATO, European NATO, Kiev, and the United States. Effectively, Europe, the U.S., and Kiev, and Europe is sadly in this instance, fallen into a trap of its own making. These are hugely unpopular, very corrupt governments. We're talking about Brussels, France, etc., and they've all made Ukraine their sort of defining issue politically, in order to distract their own electorates in public from their own complete failures economically, politically, and of course militarily in this case. So Russia understands this, and I think they're taking advantage of this. And at the same time, keeping the door open with the United States, being the more powerful country. The U.S. is NATO. The United States runs NATO. So it's very smart and I think very strategic for Moscow to focus on the U.S. and then allow the Americans to squabble with the Europeans to squabble and argue amongst themselves and argue with Zelensky and Kiev over terms. And meanwhile, as Vladimir Putin said, Russia's just going to continue to get on with the business on the battlefield. And they're winning right across the board. So there's no reason for them to even entertain any concessions. And so this, I think Moscow has priced in, you could say, priced in Trump's flip-flopping over the last year, the Europeans' weakness in this strategically and militarily in this instance, and they're just going to do what they need to do to secure their national security interests, their territorial interests, and vis-a-vis defending themselves as Moscow sees it against an existential threat, which is NATO expansion. And they're using Ukraine. NATO is using Ukraine as an instrument to damage Russia, hurt Russia, overextend Russia, and it's backfired. It's backfired dramatically, and Europe does not know what to do.